today. From Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Number 22, Derrick Henry.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack.
Sack. A loss of 5 yards.
They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week. It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
This is fielded at the 27. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Shotgun now for Wentz. Oh, he's going to take a it's caught inside the 25.
Pass him it is.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jalen Reagor becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see. Just one play resulting in the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
On the stop. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. At the 45-yard line.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play. So now 3rd down coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And he'll let this go deep for Bourne. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one covers 29 yards. First down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 26-yard line. Now Wentz again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, they got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Looking for Rager again. This time he's got him. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Space to run past the 20 on the crossing route. Complete. It's Armstrong. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
At the 9.
Tackling's obviously critical down near the goal line. That was great work there to make the hit behind the line and make sure he doesn't get any further. Did a really nice job wrapping up and not letting him loose.
On 2nd and goal. Wentz. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. On play action, Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And my goodness, this is incomplete. A disappointing drop there on 4th and goal. And the Broncos will take over on downs. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A gain of 5. 1st down, Broncos.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
Willie Gay on the
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 3 yards to go on 2nd down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. And oh, what a catch there by Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Yetur Gross-Matos in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Got the connection here to Bourne. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Throwing on 1st is Garoppolo. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That catch good for only a couple.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards it.
And it's 3rd down.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. Screenplay, Johnson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And they pick up the 1st down there with a gain of 4. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Derrick Henry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Garoppolo. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Broncos with their 1st trip to the red zone thus far. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he is out of bounds here. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Adam Troutman, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because...
And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
When they needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Now Gold for the extra point. And if you blinked, you probably missed that touchdown drive. It happened in a hurry.
I was just putting mustard on my hot dog, and all of a sudden he's in the end zone. I got to do a better job of paying attention with this quick strike offense.
I thought you weren't going to tell your wife about the hot dogs in the booth thing.
I just did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
Jimmy Garoppolo sacked. A loss of 7 yards.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Got some room at the 30, and finally taken down at the 36-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. And he'll let this go deep for Bourne. This is caught inside the 15. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Garoppolo now. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Yards to go.
And this is caught by Allen for a Bronco touchdown.
Complete to Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Armstrong. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, it's Wentz. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. And he has now tied the record. Touchdown.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14.
Robbie Gold set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this carries into the end zone.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Garoppolo on first down. Allen has it left side. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And to the right side here, it's Allen. A 4-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the... You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Broncos 14.
Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead.
Let me see what I can do. There's 2 6.
Dang.
Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit.
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 35.
That's good.
A big play there for KC, and even 40 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Here's Swift. And he's going to take it into the end zone for the Chiefs touchdown. DeAndre Swift, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Robbie Gould.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On second down now, it's Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
To Robbie Anderson.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Garoppolo. Open man is Bourne. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. They'll run for it with Henry. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. Allen's got it over the middle.
Complete to Keenan Allen. It's a gain of 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This is Johnson. He's got it. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. They've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Henry. Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
It's 4th and goal.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll run. It's Henry.
Come on, you can't get stiffed arm.
For a Bronco touchdown.
You know that.
Derrick Henry with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score.
Oh, this is what I love about calling these games. 4th and goal. This is all about leverage, who wants it more, and who's going to get it done at the point of attack, the line of scrimmage.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
That's good for 28 yards.
First and 10.
So a first and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. To throw is Wentz. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. A third quarter action from Kansas City. Second down and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz. This ball complete to Rager. And he is into the end zone. And the touchdown record is now all his.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. You get caught that time.
Now left side on the swing pass. That catch good for only a couple. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
Second down at the 19-yard line.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The Broncos on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. This one to Bourne out on the left side. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Complete to
Kendrick Bourne, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The big gainer there.
Time to put Eli in.
Oh my god. Bro, why are my superstar line not blocking, bro?
The catch and run, 37 yards.
46-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He'll fire it deep for Rager. Jalen Rager was the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Intended for
after the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
Ah, bro. We're just jogging on this game.
Throwing again. Eason, he'll fire it deep for Rager. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Their own 14.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth-quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well... He's got daylight. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Robbie Anderson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. But Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play.
I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
They're on 15-yard line.
Time to see Jacob Eason and company go back to work. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little...
It got his man complete.
I need to get my
swag. Take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Jalen Rager, 85 yards.
What is this?
And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. On first down, Garoppolo. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it. So it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It's a first down on a gain of 10. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. This one good for a first down, and also that is catch number 90 for him now on the season. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Give him 30 yards there.
At the 9.
Well, if you're a fan of offensive football, this game is for you because this one's been much more like a tennis match than a football game. Back and forth, and there's another example right there of another big play in the passing game.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
tackle made.
So second and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield.
Second and goal.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. That's complete right around the 8.
Garoppolo's pass.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
Complete.
Robbie Anderson, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. They'll throw on first down with Eason. He'll rifle this. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there. 84 yards. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown.
At their own 25-yard line.
So Jimmy Garoppolo and the offense down by 7. A little under 2.5 to go. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. Got the connection here to Bourne. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
The 31-yard line.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And, a crusher there.
He just picked the ball off.
Picked off at the 25. The big boys snagging one. You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
There's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball.
So you know what the actual
let's see what they've come up with
right?
offensively after having time to talk it over.
Yeah.
So my free safety missed that. He did the jump, but he missed the ball. And he just scored a touchdown.
They're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. The Broncos in their hurry up, trying to get to their positions and get set quickly. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 45-yard line. He gets it left side of Johnson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Not much there, only a yard.
Touchdown.
It's caught at the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
Michael Badgley lining up.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Their own 16-yard line.
And now here comes Kansas City. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking long for Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Eason. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Intended for Jalen Rager. Incomplete.
Here's Sam Martin now, standing just outside his own goal line. Returnable here from the 38. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Broncos on the field ready to start their next drive. Tie game, probably time for one final play here. What do you do in this spot?
Now you're thinking about Hail Mary. You've got to find a way to heave it all the way towards the end zone and give yourself a chance. Your time management sheet tells you with this amount left on the clock, you don't get cute and try and get 2 plays, because if you try that, that's all you're going to get is 1, and it won't be a 1 towards the end zone.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into...
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. A first down carry for Henry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
He's brought down.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 41-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down.
At the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 38, Garoppolo. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he'll go down at the 28. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes his legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. Third and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. Garoppolo now. Oh, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Now a first throw here in overtime. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. That good for 19 and a first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So everything hanging in the balance, resting on the right foot of Michael Badgley. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So everything hanging in the balance, resting on the right foot of Michael Badgley. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip.
Today's final score in overtime.
I got any pills left, or you ate them all?